address, city and state of course, zip code, and your email address. And in this particular section here, you can write out whatever your issue is, whatever your comment is, whatever you need support on, whatever you need help on. At the bottom, you can check code enforcement, watershed, fire and public safety, dumping, or housing. And if it does not relate to any of those fields down here, you can still write in whatever your situation is and turn it back into someone sitting at this table. Because what we're doing is tracking all of our issues, like the date we received it and the date it was resolved. Okay. Any questions about that?
There's one on every table?
It should be. And if it's not, just raise your hand and we'll make sure that you get it. Can someone make sure Mr. Brown gets a comment? And we have a new group called our NPU-J Student Ambassadors. Tremont, would you raise your hand? He's an 11th grader at KIP Collegiate. And I'm sorry, I don't know your name. Can you tell us your name? Just say your name.
I'm sorry, my name is Kyrie Rivers. I'm also a junior at KIP Atlanta.
Okay. Thank you very much. And they're here to observe and just to see, how the NPU actually works. So thank you guys for being here. Now, we get to voting. This is our voting apparatus. Okay? That's what this is. The green end is for if you're in favor of something, meaning you're voting for it, or you're voting in favor of it. So you'll hold up the green end just like this. If you're voting against it, you'll hold up the red end. That means you're not in favor of it. Any questions thus far? No? If you're abstaining, meaning you're not voting against it or for it, you'll just hold it straight like this. Okay? So green is for
Yes.
in favor, thank you. Red is for against. People say they don't understand. And this means to abstain. Very, very good. Give yourself a round of applause. And Ms. Lynn will be our counter. So she'll start from the table and work her way around the room from this side, counting to this side, which is our left. I think it's your right. She'll go from left to right. So don't yell out any numbers over here if she's on this side. Like not 1, 2, then somebody else will say 3. That's not good. She's gonna start here, work her way around the room. She'll always end up over here on this side. So are there any questions on how we're gonna do our vote? Now, can I get a motion to approve our video recorded minutes in its entirety?
So moved.
All in favor? Raise your hand or raise your apparatus.
Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Once she counts, you can put it down.
14, 15, 16, 17, young lady, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Okay, so there's 22, all against? 0. Any abstentions? I'm gonna say I'm abstaining. Okay, motion carries. Now, can I get a motion to add time limits to the agenda, please? For number 4, I want to add 3 minutes. For number 5, I want to add 3 minutes. For number 6, I want to add 2 minutes. And for number 9, I want to add 3 minutes.
Would you repeat that, number 4? Did you start with number 4?
All right, I'll repeat the motion. Can I get a motion to add time limits to the agenda?
The time limit.
Time limits. Number 4, 3 minutes. Number 5, 3 minutes. Number 6, 2 minutes. And number 9, 3 minutes.
That motion.
Second.
All in favor?
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is that 10, 25? 26, 27, 28, 29.
All against? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Now, can I get a motion to add 2 presenters under number 9? I need to add the Turner High School Alumni Association and the American Red Cross presentation.
Time limits on those?
Yeah, the time limits were already set for number 9, 3 minutes.
Oh, for everything.
3 minutes for
For everything.
Right.
in that category.
Now I have to go back and add, I'm actually adding 2 presenters. So I'll repeat the motion. Can I get a motion to add 2 presenters under number 9, Turner High School Alumni Association and the American Red Cross?
I move. Second.
All in favor? Raise the green end of your stick.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 32.
All against? Any abstentions?
2.
All right, motion carries. Now, this is my last motion. Can I get a motion to approve the amended agenda?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I got one right here. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 31. I got you. I got you.
Any against? Any abstentions?
2.
All right, thank you. Motion carries. Now we'll have our reports from our city department, and we'll have APD first. Major Collier. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Major Collier, Zone 1. I have one thing of importance this evening, and this is for Dixie Hills and Grove Park. We've been experiencing a couple of burglaries in that area, and we believe it's this individual right here. His name is Kevin Johnson. We arrested him for burglary in 2017, and he's now out. He's gotten a little smarter. When we arrested him, they kind of know what to do. And so, do you all have a Facebook page? That way I can kind of put this out. Who has a Facebook page?
Ben?
I don't want to wait until.
You can give me that information, I get it all together.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave this with you all. He's taking TVs, and other little small items. So if anyone sees this individual walking around, please call us. We're looking for him. He's on probation, but he doesn't have a home right now. We can't find a house for him. So it's Grove Park and Dixie Hills. He's going back and forth across College Eagle. He did the same thing before he was arrested. So the same thing is occurring now. That's all I have. Does anyone have anything for me? Any issues or concerns? Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
Officer, Major,
Yes, ma'am.
keep asking, are we hooked up to ring system yet, ABD?
We're working on that. I brought that up to, in our co-large meeting. We need to be a lot of other.
What was the question?
Are we connected to Ring? The Ring devices, the Ring doorbells, the Ring cameras. Police departments are able to.
With solid waste education enforcement team. We monitor your garbage, recycling, yard trimmings, bulk pickup, illegal dumping, signs, etc. Like anything that includes the right of way, or anything obstructing the right of way, we'll address it. I have been working with the chair on a few properties, so we've been in communication, but we still have a little ways to go. But it's good that we had that communication. So if you guys have any concerns that you don't want to get at me, you can get in your chair, and we definitely have an open communication. Before I really get into it, thank you. Before I get into it, I'm going to give out my contact information. My number is 404-904-4953.
Again,
404-904-4953. Call me, text me, however you want to do it.
Email? Email?
What's your email, you?
My email is mgivens@atlantagA.gov.
And what are you over again?
Public Works. Yes, ma'am, in the back.
I don't want to tie you up with asking a lot of questions, but when you finish, would you step back here?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
good afternoon, everybody. My name is Amici, and I'm with the Communications with Public Works. Right now, Keep Atlanta Beautiful Commission has their Feet on the Street program going. It basically is letting people know about the recycling habits. Basically, they're walking around tagging every recycling container and looking through it to make sure the proper items are in there. For more information, if you go to NPU-J/recycling, it'll give you all the up-to-date details about what to recycle, how to go about it, and when folks are going to come out and check. Once they look through the items in your container, if you have items that are stored not correctly, they'll tag it and they'll emphasize which ones are supposed to be in there, which ones are not supposed to be in there. So that's the most important thing. It's not that it's bad habits that are taking place. It's more or less making sure that all the recycling, the proper recycling is taking place.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Officer Farr from Code Enforcement. I can give my phone number first. That's 404-295-6045. 404-295-6045. Code enforcement. You know, I'm out enforcing the city ordinance for your property. So when I come out and I tag your cars and stuff, I'm the one you get mad about because I'm tagging your cars. Because the thing is, your property, you can have as many cars as you want on it, and that's not so. So I need for your vehicles to have current tag and registration and insurance in order for it to sit in your driveway, whether you're driving it on the street or not. In order for it to be on your property, it still needs to be an operable vehicle, okay? So, also, I got NREM on this Thursday morning at 10 o'clock. It's at City Hall, in the old City Hall council room. So, we have pretty much the whole calendar is for NPU-J. Everything that's listed for this NREM period. So these are the apartments that's over on Verbena. All those big old vacant apartment buildings that's been sitting there for quite a while. They'll be going before the board on this Thursday morning at 10 a.m. If you would, please meet me there. That'll be a great access to my case. So when the community is coming out to speak, the board can hear you guys and let them know, yes, we're very interested in getting these properties demoed down. not just boarded up. Let's hopefully they can demo them. So if you guys are available on this Thursday morning at 10 a.m. City Hall. And if you have any questions to get lost when you get there, call me, 404-295-6045. We're gonna be in City Hall, Old Council Chamber. So you can meet me there in courtroom, committee room 2. So that's where we're gonna be at, on the 2nd floor, committee room 2. You can meet me there on this Thursday. Also, you know, my court cases are very heavy, so I'm got court cases already up to April. So any Tuesday or Wednesday that you are free, you can meet me in courtroom at 150 Garnett Street, courtroom 5A. That'll be good as well. We have quite a few properties that's coming before the judge as well. So if you're coming out to be supported for my cases, so we can, you know, let the judge know that the community is very much aware of what's going on and we want to see change, okay? If you want to see me outside, I'll be out there to help you with anything else. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Denise Stewart. I'm here representing Department of Watershed. I have a couple of announcements I wanted to let you guys or inform you guys about. The first one is the annual contract for stormwater upgrade and repair services. Contractors are scheduled to perform closed circuit television work to inspect and assess the current conditions of the stormwater system on existing stormwater lines located in various communities. In addition, crews will clean the stormwater infrastructure. This project is designed to restore existing public storm sewers to properly functioning storm sewer systems. Another announcement is about the water supply program. The TBM tunnel lining from the Chattahoochee shaft to the quarry was completed on November the 8th. And the tunnel portal concrete work was completed on November 19th. Controlled blasting at the R.M. Clayton Water Reclamation Center for extended tunnel has been completed and the concrete lining operations has commenced. The construction activities at the Quarry and Hempfield Pump Station are on track with substantial completion project for the month of October 2019. The water supply program will increase Atlanta's reserve water supply from 3 to 5 days to 30 to 90 days. A $320 million investment includes the construction of a 5-mile tunnel connecting the Chattahoochee River, the Hempfield Water Treatment Plant, and the former Bellwood Quarry, which will be transformed into a 2.4 billion gallon reservoir. The water supply program is currently scheduled for completion this month, February 2020. My final announcement is the most important announcement. I want you guys to be aware of an important vote. It's called MOST. I put some flyers on the back. It's a municipal option sales tax, also known as MOST. It's one tool the City of Atlanta uses to finance the federally mandated Clean Water Atlanta infrastructure overhaul while keeping water and sewer rates down. The MOST is a 1% tax already being collected. It's not new on most goods, purchased, and services performed within the City of Atlanta by everyone, including visitors and travelers who spend money in Atlanta. The MOST requires reauthorization every 4 years and will be on the March 24, 2020 presidential primary ballot. An information flyer, as I mentioned, is in the back. I have 2 flyers. One gives you detailed information about MOST, and the second flyer lets you know thus far some of the things that MOST has contributed or completed or done up to this point. Also, as a friendly reminder, the Department of Watershed also offers a toilet rebate up to $100. If you want more information about how to qualify for that, northgeorgiawater.org. Again, my name is Denise Stewart. My number is 404-546-1410. You can also email me at denstewart@atlantagA.gov if you have any additional questions or you need some concerns about your water bill. Thank you, guys. Yes, I'll be outside.
You said it's North Georgia, what was it?
I'll come to you.
Hi, I'm Barbara Doherty. I'm the Community Affairs Coordinator for ATL 311. Is everybody pretty familiar with 311 in here? Are you guys okay? In case you don't know how to explain it to someone who doesn't know what it is, we're the non-emergency call center for City of Atlanta Services. We're kind of like 911 for non-emergencies. So we have about 60 agents in our call center. They're answering about 3,000 calls a day, between 2,000 and 3,000 right now. We also have a website, atl311.com. We have an incredible app. If you search ATL311 in the Google Play Store or the Apple Store, the App Store, and we are all over social media too. So you can get onto Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, any of those platforms and just direct message us any of your issues and just include the same information you would when you call to report, you know, the address, the nature of the issue, your contact information if you want, and we'll give you a service request. We're like tracking and accountability for the City of Atlanta. So I'm curious if anybody has any questions or concerns. If you want to share that, or you want me to talk with people individually. Absolutely, yeah. And I left some of our business cards back there, but yeah, if nobody has any questions, I'm gonna just stand back there. So if you have any issues you want me to check in on, or anything that, you know, maybe needs to get escalated, come back and talk to me. Thank you so much, and just dial 311. As long as you're inside the City of Atlanta, you can just dial 311, and it'll get you to our call center. So thank you so much, I appreciate you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much. Comment from elected officials, Dr. Sims.
All right, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Dan Sims. I'm the Associate Superintendent for high school single gender academies and non-traditional programs in the Atlanta Public School System. Board member Loretta Baldwin was not able to be here tonight, and I was asked to come and just give you an update as it relates to our principal selection process here for Douglas High School. Before I do that though, I just want to say I am so encouraged by the level of commitment by way of presence inside this room. We try to embody that same level of commitment in the Atlanta Public School System. So kudos to you. Yeah, kudos. It's good stuff. Give yourself a hand. You want to give yourself a hand? Good stuff. Yeah, great. So we want to make sure that we do our best to mirror that commitment. Very quickly about me, I was born at Spalding Hospital across from Grady High School, raised in Atlanta and in East Point, and I just made a commitment to stay here in the city and in this area for the past 25 years of my educational career, and Lord willing, now end my career in this great city as well. So it is with that, I just wanted to give you a quick update as it relates to our principal selection process. If you could, raise your hand if you either went to Frederick Douglass High School, had a kid, or have kids here at the school. Raise your hand.
Graduated.
All right, great, fantastic. So far, we've had the pleasure of interacting with the community, the staff here, and the students to build what we call a leadership profile, which helps us to best identify candidates to vie for this position here. Give you a couple of dates. On March the 11th, we'll take that same leadership profile and we'll look through the pool of applicants to choose 6 individuals who will interview for the principal's position at Frederick Douglass High School. On March the 18th, the GO team, which is our school governance team here at Douglass High School, and selected individuals will interview these 6 candidates, and that'll narrow itself down to 3 individuals. On March the 30th, those 3 individuals will go forward to our superintendent, Dr. Maria Kostarfin, and then she will make a choice as to who the next principal will be for Frederick Douglass High School. We anticipate an announcement of that person immediately following with a board vote to confirm that person on April the 13th. So we're very thankful for the feedback, and we got rich feedback from the community, from the students, and from the staff. We feel really good about our process so far. But pursuant to what I said first, your commitment, we want to make sure that we choose somebody who's going to have that same level of commitment and give us some longevity of service here at the school, so we can really see some change and some community-based focus as it relates to what's best for our students. I'll pause to see if there's time to answer any questions. 20 seconds. 20 seconds for any questions. Yes, ma'am.
Is this the first time you've gone through this process this way?
No, actually we've been through this process in this manner for the past 2 to 3 years. It was a very, very robust process.
And how long did the previous principal stay?
Good question. The previous principal stayed for 4 years.
What's the average tenure for most principals high school?
It just depends. I will say, I'll give you a data point. Since 2001, I think we've had 9 principals at Douglas High School, which is why it's so important for us to engage in the process we're currently in to ensure that we make a choice that's going to give us some level of longevity.
I know we're out of time, but do we know the reason why there's so much turnover in principalship here at Douglas?
I could research that further, but a lot of times it's about fit and personal professional choices on the part of the person. Performance is always something that's on the table as well, so it varies from person to person.
You must admit, there is a problem. I mean, something ain't right
Yes, sir.
when you come as a principal at Frederick Douglas. You don't stay long. Or the community asks that you leave. Community has that option, you know.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So we've taken all that into account, and I think my time is up. Yeah.
But he'll take around and answer any questions outside.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I'll be glad to step outside. If anybody has any questions you want to ask me, I'll be glad to answer those questions. More than happy.
Good evening, my name is Perry Boston. I'm with Councilmember Antonio Brown's office. I have a few announcements to make, some specifically regarding transportation and infrastructure. Councilmember Brown introduced and passed legislation to provide speed humps to 3 different streets that will impact NPU-J residents. The first one is Woodlawn Avenue in between J.E. Boone and Donnelly Hallwell. The work was actually supposed to be done last week, but due to the rain, we're expecting it to be done in the first 2 weeks in March. The second one is Callaway Drive between Anderson Avenue and Westlake Avenue. The third one is Penelope Road between Aaron Street and Anderson Avenue. And then also, we wanted to thank everybody that came out and participated in the Anderson Park cleanup. We were able to participate by providing supplies for you all that came out and did the cleanup. And also, this is a great turnout, but we want to get more people here. And so your executive board has asked the council office to purchase yard signs to help get the awareness out when there's an NPU meeting. So we will meet that request, and we'll do that also for Penelope neighbors. Their neighborhood also reached out for the same thing. The most pressing issue is the moratorium. As you know, the mayor introduced, she issued an executive action putting a cease to all new construction building permits for the Grove Park neighborhood and the Howell Station Night Park neighborhoods regarding some of the displacement that has been happening quite rapidly. Today there was legislation that was introduced by Councilmember Brown, Hillis, Dickens, and Boone to extend that moratorium to 180 days, but what it also does is it carved out Howell Station and Night Park. And what the goal is to do is to have a plan. They're going to meet with the Beltline and a few other partners, and we're going to include the community in that aspect. So if you want to know more about the plan, tomorrow is the meeting for you to come and ask questions to the mayor's administrators, because they're the ones that are going to be enacting this plan and coming up with the solution to this problem. It's tomorrow at Paradise on Donnelly Hallwell at 7 o'clock. It is imperative that if you live in Grove Park, that you come to this meeting tomorrow because this moratorium will affect you. You need to get all the questions that you have answered, that you have. I remember you at the last meeting wanting to know about construction around the bathroom and how to, be a contractor and get that. So that's a question that you want to come back and ask. The mayor's team will be there, the chief housing officer. Please come and get that information. So that's all I have. And if you have any other questions, please give us a call. I'm there to answer any kind of questions you have. Thanks.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Alan Holmes. I work for Councilman Hillis, and I just wanted to echo what our parents said, because both of the districts are, in Grove Park. I just wanted to let you all know that a copy of the legislation, I have some copies. If anybody wanted to know specifically about the amendment that was made to the moratorium today, passed the CDHS committee, but it will also be heard within the zoning committee. So if any residents wanted to come to the zoning committee meeting, that'll be tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. at City Hall in Committee Room 1. As well, Councilman Hillis did a street cleanup this past month, and we partnered with the AmeriCorps, and well, we identified about 40 streets that had issues with littering and dumping in Center Hill, Grove Park, Collier Heights, Almond Park, and Cary Park. And so the volunteers worked from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So they worked real hard to hit as many streets as they could. And the remaining streets that many of you have called in about are going to be taken care of in the upcoming Love Your City campaign, in which Public Works and Keep Atlanta Beautiful will be doing litter reduction. So if there's any other questions or concerns, you can call us at 404-546-4972. And again, I'll have copies of that legislation right in the back so anyone can get it if they'd like.
Just one quick question. They said they asked for an extension of 180 days for only Howard Station. Is that what you said?
No, so Howard Station and Knight Park will not be included within the moratorium because the decision was, made to, remove that neighborhood from the moratorium because of neighborhoods like Grove Park are essentially right where the park is. So that was one thing that was removed from the legislation, but all of the specifics of it will be in the back.
Doesn't the vote still require council approval? Like this was just a 2-week with what the mayor suggested, but council still has to vote on that 180-day extension?
Yes, so they'll have to, approve that within the zoning committee and then at the full council. So this is the way the draft is written now, but there most certainly could be other changes or there will be other votes on the legislation before it is enacted.
You got 27 seconds.
Thank you,
Thank you, Brandon, 3 minutes.
Good evening, neighbors. I will introduce myself again because I know I look kind of young. I'm Assistant District Attorney Brandon Pierre Thomas. Assistant District Attorney, I passed the bar, yes. I am your Zone 1 Community Prosecutor, and I'm here to give a brief 3-minute quick announcement. I know you always hear me come and say about the amazing activities we're doing in the neighborhood, but unfortunately, I do have to also announce on the prosecution side of things. So I'm here to announce that on Friday, Zone 1 took a plea. We were ready and over-prepared for trial in the case involving Mr. DeMonte Jones versus the state of Georgia. Mr. DeMonte had 2 open cases and active cases, and he had 1 pending case. The pending case was for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The 2 active cases that I handled, one was for sale of heroin. He was caught dead to rights. It was an undercover buy and it was on camera. And then the other one's for a crime that I'm super passionate about because I live in Grove Park and in Zone 1. It was for burglary. He was also caught dead to rights because unfortunately enough, the victim in that case, she arrived at her house while he was still in her house, and she was able to chase him down with her phone and take many photos, and she had a superior system. Ultimately, based on those 2 crimes alone, he was looking at 60 years to life. At some point, my common sense and my heart had to kick in, and I just wasn't, going to seek, obviously, life for those crimes. And so we came to a resolution on Friday where he took a plea, and we offered him 12 years to serve, in which he took. The state chose to take away the ANC recidivist really quickly, really taking you to law school. A means that if the state files an A recidivist, that means that you have 1 underlying felony conviction, and the judge has to sentence you to the max for your crime. And then C means if you have 3 underlying felony convictions, then the judge has to sentence you to the max, but then whatever she sentences you for time, you have to serve that day for day. So we took away the C because he stated that if he had served 12 years day for day in prison, he would not get access to services that would allow for him to come out and be a productive member of society. So he's still going to serve those 12 years, but he is eligible for parole. The reason I took away the C is one of my favorite things to do when I deal with burglary is to reach out to the victim. I spoke to the victim and she said that she was fine with anywhere from 7 to 10 years to serve, and because we took away the C, we made it 12 years to serve. And so ultimately the victim wasn't able to be there on Friday, so the sentencing portion of this is delayed until this Thursday, where she can be there, she can speak to the judge, she can face her, the defendant or whatever, and if anybody would like to show up, that would be in courtroom 8F in Judge Millender's courtroom at 9 o'clock. Lastly, on the community side of things, I announced this and I will announce this again. Mr. Howard, thank to him and the Board of Commissioners, they have got me a brand new Zone 1 Community Prosecution's Office. And so we'll be doing a ribbon cutting and a Zone 1 Community Prosecution Office opening. That will take place on March 26th. There we will have services, we will have free food, we will have games. I have solidified a Zone 1 barber to come in every 4 hours for free, cut the hair of the homeless population. It's going to be 481 Nelson Street. And he's going to cut the homeless population and little children for 4 hours for free. And then also we're going to offer some services for the senior community to come and sign up and I guess figure out where their services are for that particular thing. Really quickly, also
What time is it?
Mr. Howard is in the process of approving it, but we're looking at 3 o'clock. Yeah. And lastly, inside of that Zone 1 Community Prosecution Office, which I'm really excited about, I will share that office with our domestic violence unit. Oftentimes we know it's really difficult for you to leave a domestic violent relationship because not only is domestic violent relationships physically abusive, but one of the most disastrous things is they become emotionally and financially abusive as well, which makes it really difficult for people to leave if they are depending upon their domestic abuser for financial services or for resources. So with that being said, I thank y'all for your time. I am a member of NPU-J, so I'm going to be here. If you have questions, we'll be here the whole time. Thank you so much.
Real quick, planners report. Got 1 minute.
All right.
I know you're going to speak.
Good evening, everyone. First thing on the planner's report, in your agenda, you guys voting on your community impact grant tonight? Okay. So, just a quick thing about that is they have to vote tonight on whether or not you're intending to apply, as the application is due on March 6th, for up to $4,000 for whatever project you guys come together as a NPU. Sorry. Just on whether or not you're going to apply for it. Yeah, you don't have to know the project right now. You have time to decide as a group, but you need to vote as a part of this transparency is to say that the NPU was aware that you were applying for this grant. The second thing is that the Urban Design Awards 2020 is upon us. This is an opportunity for the public to nominate a project, place, program, or person that is making Atlanta a better place to live and work. I brought these pamphlets today for you all to review. But this is how you would nominate someone, person, place, project, for an Urban Design Award. This is the 43rd Annual Awards of Excellence and the 4th Annual Community Design Awards. This page here is the nomination form. And award categories include public works of art, new construction, urban design, adaptive use, contextual infill, parks and landscape design, interior design of public spaces, historic preservation, individual organization, and sustainable design. If you have any questions regarding that, please contact Doug Young in our Office of Design with the Department of City Planning. And submission deadlines are March 18th for the Awards of Excellence and March 31st for the Community Design Awards. And so, that's it.
Thank you, Louise. Next, we have our zoning matters for voting.
Good evening, everybody. I am Ben Norman, zoning chair for 2020. As you see on your agenda, we have 3 items that were up for voting on zoning matters. The first application, D 2013, relates to AV Hollowell Senior Development. We were able to see this applicant in the zoning committee meeting this month, but they were not able to coordinate as of yet to attend the Center Hill Neighborhood Association. So I'd like to make a motion or entertain a motion for us to defer this general body vote until next month's meeting to allow time for Center Hill Neighborhood Association to meet the applicant and then vote on it as a neighborhood.
So moved. Motion.
Second. All right. So all in favor of deferring this vote as a general body until next month's meeting, raise your stick.
5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
30 yeas. Okay, any noes? I see 0. Any abstentions? I see 3 abstentions. Okay. All right, so this matter will be deferred until next month. The next application, it's 2 parts here, but it's for the same property address. This is application Z25 and the text amendment for the Comprehensive Development Plan CDP 26. These are in regards to property address 1576 Donnelly Hollowell Parkway, and that is the Grove Park Theater. So we met with them. They were able to both meet with Grove Park neighborhood, and it passed at the neighborhood unanimously with their vote their last meeting. And then they met with the zoning committee this month, and we voted to approve this as well. So what we'll do now, is there someone here, the applicant wants to come up and just field any questions for just 2 or 3 minutes?
Hello, everyone. My name is Tanase Watkins. I am the Director of Economic Development for the Grove Park Foundation. I have with me our architect, Tom Little, who's here from Server Barber Choate Hurtline. And we would like to just talk a little bit. Do we need to talk about the project a bit? Or just, yeah. Okay, all right. Just want to make sure I'm in order. I'm not going to talk very long because I know we don't have much time, but the Grove Park Theater is a historic site that served the Grove Park community from the early 1900s up to the 1970s. Served as a theater for the community. The Grove Park Foundation actually acquired that building in 2017. We have been communicating and working in communication with the neighborhood association and the Grove Park community to bring this building back as a performing arts center, which was informed by the community. So I want to ask Tom to talk about the technical side of the application and what we're asking for, and for the zoning request, so that we'll be able to field questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Yes. Good evening. The reason we determined that we needed to request a change from MRC1 to MRC2 basically is that we talked with the foundation, we talked to some nonprofits about what their needs might be. And given their needs, we would need more space than just a single-story building to allow. And the MRC1 would not allow a 2-story addition, so that's one thing. MRC2 will allow this type of function on the 2nd floor as well as the 1st floor. And there is a floor area ratio, which is a technical term, but it impedes, the MRC1 limits how much of the site we can cover with the building. The MRC2 that we are asking to change to would allow us to develop more of the site. So in very simple terms, those are the reasons we're asking for the rezoning.
I'll just add, so what that really means for our end users, as we have been working with the community to identify arts programming for the community, we did not want to overprice the building and the space so that we couldn't acquire the right types of tenant for the community. We were very, it was very important from the community that we were able to bring in arts programming that would be priced commensurate to the neighborhood's income. So in order for us to be able to do that, so that we don't outprice that, those programming, we have to be able to have more space so that we can develop it and provide more space for community uses.
Any questions?
Any questions? Anybody confused? That's the first thing I said. Raise your hand if you need to, this is the time, we have like 2 minutes. Who said yes? Speak up. Can you stand up? We can't hear you.
I was thinking it was going to be a movie theater, but it's not. It's going to be a performing arts facility.
Yes, ma'am.
I think that's nice. We need that in our community.
So is that going to be an addition on the back side of it, or how it's going to be constructed?
So yes, what we're asking for is a zoning so that we can add an additional building to the west side of the building, which is between where the historic building is and where the auto zone is. So that would be, there would be space there that would add another 7,300 square feet.
Yeah.
What nonprofits did you speak with when you said you got advice from other nonprofits? And what advice was it?
So we've talked to, we actually, with the Office of Cultural Arts, we had a focus group with other arts companies that they picked from all over the city of Atlanta. So we actually sat down and had a breakfast with them to talk about what their needs are and what size spaces they needed and what the ticket prices would be ideal for the community and the community in which we would be serving. And so we were informed by them, as well as we went as far as to New York, to Alvin Ailey, as far as to Houston, as well as to Macon. We've actually done quite a bit of research to make sure that what we're doing is something that will fit within the Grove Park community.
Final question.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
How does that affect the parking that you allotted?
So, great question. So we are working with, in partnership with Atlanta Public Schools, where we are actually building a brand new school across the street. We were highly encouraged by the city not to create more parking for the community, but to use parking that's available in the community. There's going to be over 225 new parking spaces across the street, and we are working with the city, with the school system to do a partnership agreement, and then also create new businesses that will create valet services so they will be able to get people properly, safely across the street and to the building.
All right, so I'm going to read these two, just read these two as Z25. It's going to be the applicant seeks to rezone the .487 acre property from the MRC1 zoning designation to the MRC2 zoning designation. And then CDP 20-6, an ordinance to amend the land use element of the 2016 Atlanta Comprehensive Development Plan, CDP, so as to redesignate a portion of the property located at 1576 Donnelly Hollowell Parkway from the low-density commercial LDC land use designation to the mixed-use medium-density MUMD land use designation and for other purposes. So do I have a motion?
What's the address?
The address is 1576 Donnelly Hollowell Parkway.
So moved.
So do I have a motion for us to move to vote on both these?
Second.
Second, okay. All right, so all in favor of approving the zoning application and the amendments to the CDP, raise the green stick.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Once you
7,
count, you can put your hand
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
29 yeses. Do I have any noes? I see 0. Any abstentions? 4 abstentions. All right, so that motion passes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now we'll go to, the Neighborhood Assistance Corporation of America, Timothy Amour. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on, Timothy. We'll need one more vote for tonight. The Department of City Planning requires that grant recipients have a robust resident engagement process that gives NPU members the opportunity to pitch ideas, offer feedback, and participate in the application or planning process. The outcome of the vote to support the grant application or the NPU's decision not to submit an application will be considered in this application review. So what we are about to vote on is we would like to participate in the grant process. I'll repeat that. NPU-J would like to participate in the grant process. Is anybody confused? Tim?
So Grove Park had a possible suggestion. Should we present that, or?
Yeah, we're just voting now on, no, I'll answer it. We're voting now on if we're even going to participate in the program. And what you'll do afterwards is forward all of your ideas and the dollar amounts, the who, what, when, where, and why, to Ms. Pat. Okay, raise your hand, Pat. And she'll give out her information before we leave. So, right now, we're only voting on if we will participate in the community impact grant process. Is anybody confused? All right. Can I get a motion to vote on whether NPU-J will participate in the grant process?
So moved.
All in favor, raise the green end of your stick, please.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Third.
Sorry, 30 in favor, all against. Any abstentions?
2.
Motion carries. Okay, Mr. Timothy Amour, are you here?
Timothy is not here. I'm in this place. My name is Tanisha.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, Ms. Tanisha.
It's okay.
2 minutes.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, everybody. First of all, I wanted to say thank you from NACA for inviting us here. This is democracy in action, and this is exactly what my CEO his plan is to do with NACA. We're trying to create neighborhood action committees where we do just what we're doing here. We get the community involved and letting us know what the issues are so that we can bring it to our city councilman, our city alderman, and we can explain to them why it is that they should do the things that they should do for our communities. And we want to help to be the voice, and we want to come to these meetings, and we want to be able to explain to y'all what the issues are within the communities. We have millions of members with NACA that we have helped to purchase homes. Low to moderate income people who are minorities, who are people who are just disadvantaged. And we come in and we try to help them to get mortgages that are affordable for them. And now we want to take those people who have closed on their homes and we want to ask them, why is your community not working for you? Or how can your community work better for you? And I've seen it in action tonight, and I'm happy to be here, and I hope to be a part of more of these committee meetings. Thank you for having us. Does anybody have any questions? Any concerns?
Will you have any meetings set up or planned for the community, for people, for churches or anything to get that information out?
We have already started doing meetings in churches. We just started the beginning of this month. As a matter of fact, this is something my CEO has dreamed of doing for years. This was actually his original dream before he got into mortgages, was to help the communities out right where we live. So this is something that you'll be seeing us out a lot more, guys. NACA, we protest, we get out there, we're the rah-rah-rah people, and we want to get out there and make it work for us. We are a 501c4, so we do endorse candidates. We want to know who's doing their jobs, who is not doing their jobs, and we need the community to tell us.
Don't y'all do refinances too, like if the interest rate is too high for people that can't afford their mortgages anymore?
So we have something called a Home Save program, and I'm not over that side of the program, so I would have to let a Home Save representative advise further with that. Yes.
Hey, I just wanted to say I started my home buying process out with NACA, and I had a really good experience. And a lot of my friends finished their home buying process and had really great experiences.
Great. I just got my house last year, y'all. If I can do it, you can do it. Yeah, I can. I'm so sorry, guys. My name is Tanisha Dixell. My contact information is, my name is spelled really funny. It's T as in Thomas, E, N as in Nancy, E, C, I, A. Dixell, D-I-X as in X-ray, E-L, at NACA.com. The phone number, my personal cell phone is 678-334-5019. If you have any issues that you want us to know about, please let us know. We do have a big event coming to Atlanta soon. Please go to NACA.com, join, and then attend a workshop. You'll see all the Achieve the Dream events that we have going on. Politicians will be there. The community will be there. You should come out.
Thank you.
I'm sorry? 678-334-5019.
Thank you. Miss, from Turner High School. Miss Cassandra. Yay. Raise your hand if you went to Turner High School.
Hello, I am here on behalf of the Henry McNeil Turner High School National Alumni Association. And for the last 8 years, and first of all, the school was, our classes were from 1953 through 1990. President Kip Atlanta Collegiate is in our building, the Henry McNeil Turner. And for the last 8 years, we've had a picnic on the green, using the green space of Anderson Park and the school KIPS facility, the grounds of the old Turner. So I am here on the behalf to inform you all that on May 16th, we have submitted an application to the Mayor's Office of Special Events to be permitted. So if you all have any questions concerning, we have the City of Atlanta Police for security. We do all we can not to create any havoc, and we clean up the park when we leave there. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much.
American Red Cross representative. I'm sorry, I skipped over committee reports. We have a report from our bylaws committee chair, Mr. Days. How you doing?
This report will be somewhat brief. I'm Ken Days. I am your chair of the bylaws committee. I think the intention was to have our updated bylaws for this meeting.
They're not updated, they did get a copy.
The copy of the bylaws. However, we do have a few amendments that need to be inserted in those bylaws. Two things I want to have happen is, one, I want to encourage this body. First, I want to explain that the bylaws are a fluid document. They're flexible, and obviously they're going to change as the needs of this body changes. And within the past, I guess 20 years of my activity with this NPU, we've seen multiple iterations of the bylaws and multiple additions as the needs and necessities of just what we need as a community has changed. So I want to encourage everybody here that is interested in essentially establishing what the rules are for our body to sign up. The sign-up sheet is in the back. I think right now we may have about 3 members that have signed up for the bylaws committee. And we want to make sure that the changes that we make and those things that we present to the body as a whole are agreed upon first by a consensus of members of the bylaws committee, that it's not just one person unilaterally making those decisions and then presenting it to you all. Because I believe most people don't even read the bylaws or necessarily maybe understand exactly what it is that they say. And so we want to make sure that, number one, that people are signing up to be a part of that process. And then number two, so that when we present those, that everybody has agreed to it and they are also consistent with what we need as a body.
All right, Kim.
Is anybody confused? Thank you.
Kim, where can I get a copy of the bylaws?
They are online.
They're online,
On our website.
www.npujatlanta.com for if you're 59 and below. And for people that are 60 and above, we had copy pen.
It's on the agenda as well. We have a website address that's on your agenda.
And how can they contact you?
And you all feel free to contact me. My cell phone number, again, name is Ken Days, on the bylaws committee, but feel free to call me as well. It's usually better to text me. My cell phone number is 404-247-3178. So feel free to get in touch with me if you need.
Thank you very much. Uzma, Health and Wellness,
Yes.
3 minutes.
I'll make it quick, it'll be less than that. Good evening, everybody. Uzma Khan here. How are you all doing? Good. Few quick announcements. First of all, National African American Male Wellness Walk is on March the 21st. It is all for free, FREE, at Morehouse School of Medicine. They're hosting it. They're offering screenings. Many head-to-toe screenings are going to be offered all for free, FREE. I am part of their planning committee, and I made sure that it was free. So please make it there if you can. All the families, I mean, everybody's invited. They have kids pavilion. For women, they're doing all kinds of screenings as well, but their focus is for African-American men, non-African-American men as well. They are more than welcome. The second announcement is for April the 11th, Sickle Cell Foundation is having their walk and run and some screenings attached to that. I have left all the documents back there. All these flyers are back there. And Holistic Health Expo is on April the 25th. So these were quick announcements. All these paperwork, the flyers are back on the back table. Some update on breast cancer agenda of a pink panel that I was working, and I've been talking about that for quite some time. You guys are hearing it. Senator Donzella James have been very supportive of the legislation for the dense breast tissue next step of it, for offering free screenings for women. So she had pushed it. The legislation did not make it to the floor, but the word is out there. So that was really nice of her to be supportive. I met Senator Watson 2 days ago, I believe, and I'm trying to push because he's the one who passed the first legislation, Margie's Law in Savannah. So he heard it. Hopefully him and Senator James will join the teams and push it forward for the breast tissue legislation. Susan G. Coleman is right behind that, and many other foundations. However, Pink Coat Coalition is another organization, would like to offer free health screenings to NPU-J. That's a good news. And Atlanta Black Chamber of Commerce is trying to lock 2 days in this year to have 2 of their screening and health information giving sessions in NPU-J. Currently, with both of these foundations, I'm working on trying to lock the venue. So I will give you further more detail. I will not be attending March meeting because I'll be out of the country, but Dr. Ellison will be here. If any further questions, you guys can ask him. In April, I will be, am I too fast? Okay. In April, I will be back here again, and Pink Code Coalition ladies will be here, and I'll introduce them for 1 minute to the NPU-J, and we'll go from there. Any further questions? Again, my name is Uzma Khan. Loving to serve you guys, a Health and Wellness Committee Chair. My cell number is 678-779-3912. I don't answer right away, but I do return phone calls. I love texts, love texting. So send me a text, you might get that sooner than me calling you back. So, any other questions? I still have a minute, I guess. If not, I'm cool. No, all right, okay, we're good.
Thank you. There'll be a community 5K. They'll serve health screenings, food, nutrition, and recipes on Saturday, March 28th from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. hosted, sponsored by NPU-J, Antonio Brown, and Kip Collegiate.
Say that again.
Please come in. There'll be health screenings, food trucks, nutrition, and recipes.
NPU-J and KIP.
And Antonio Brown's office, Councilman Brown.
Those are flyers and the date?
March the 28th, and the flyers are on the back. Okay. I guess everybody's happy. We're getting out at 8:11. But please don't leave. The community chairs are gonna stick around for about 10 minutes to sign people up to be on their committees, and then you can leave. Okay, so we're getting out at a good time tonight. All right, the meeting is adjourned. Oh, and if you have a comment card, please turn it in. Sign up for our committee, please, rather than complain and be negative. Sign up.
No, I'm sorry,